Hello, hello, and welcome back to Retrieving Sanity Aftertakes with your host Keegan. And I can't seem to keep my headphone thingamabobber in the headphones. Um, so, forgive me. I just spoke with Ian, I believe it's Chamandy or Comandy. I just realized that I didn't say his last name once or maybe I did once but I didn't actually say it, and I feel really bad now. So now I have to edit that episode a little bit more so that I can actually have his name in there in full. So I apologize to him on that end, and I did not realize that at the moment. But Ian, that was an amazing episode. I learned all about purpose and how to actually find it, what it is. And for anyone that's out there wondering, you can find your purpose the same way that I'm going to. And don't let a machine only tell you, like, it's don't do this whole thing and then be like, oh, yeah, that is my purpose 100%. Use your judgment, use your feelings. If it's not aligned or whatever, don't follow it. And it's going to feel right whenever it actually is. So you can go on over to purposeu.ai. Sorry, hang on, we're going to do it that way. So it's going to be http colon slash slash www.purposeu.ai. There we go. Sorry, I'm going to have to get used to that. That's a little weird. And it's going to change whenever my camera angle changes too. But we were able to learn all about like what is purpose and how can we find it. So one of the things that he was talking about, aside from just going on over to purposeu.ai, we can sit there and ask ourselves a few questions. And it's really essentially figuring out what our wants, beliefs, wants, and talents are. And then it goes a little bit further than that, of course, but that is essentially where we start. And the hard part with that is, and the funny thing is that he was actually answering my questions about uh, like two sentences ahead before I really had them sometimes. But at the same time, he was answering them as I was having them. So it was like, oh, like, cool. And what that really shows me is that he has actually been through the process himself. He's not just saying, I wrote a book and I'm making success off of it because I'm helping people find their purpose from a book necessarily. He's actually been through the process himself because I think that that's one of the things humans really strive for is to find a purpose because it's like what's the meaning of life? Like does life have to have a meaning? Maybe that is the meaning. It's that there is no overall meaning rather than to just be, you know? And purpose is kind of the same way. It's like is it necessarily inherently like native to people, right? Or maybe it came from somewhere else. Maybe, I don't know. Purpose is one of those things that you can get really philosophical really fast with it. And we can go down a huge rabbit hole. And I think Ian would be the guy to kind of tackle that with. Actually, most of my guests are going to be those same kind of people because, well, we don't just deal with finding things. A lot of us on the show are actually really good experts at asking questions and finding out understanding to either seemingly complex scenarios or making simple scenarios complex. Because we all seem to do that to ourselves in one way or another. And sometimes we don't realize we're doing that until someone comes along and says, oh, hey, you're doing that. And you're like, oh, yeah, never mind. But one thing that was really cool was I was like, how do I find out what my beliefs, wants, and talents are? And you might be thinking to yourself, Keegan, I did that again. Keegan. Tanner, what do you mean? You don't know your beliefs, wants, and talents? So let's go ahead and start with something that he was saying. A lot of people may not feel worthy of having a purpose. Some people may not feel like they deserve a purpose. And that kind of right there makes me go like, who says that we are given one necessarily? But at the same time, he's kind of going along. the lines of we're born with it, and I think that that's pretty true. So, but why and everything like that, it just kind of works. So we just kind of roll with it. But whenever it comes to like, well, how do you not know what your beliefs are? Well, you kind of got to remember whenever you don't have confidence and self worth and stuff like that, what the hell do your beliefs even matter? So why even have them? And that's exactly what happened to me. Just I didn't care enough for myself, and so beliefs were essentially just something on the sideline that said, maybe a good idea. I don't know. I don't really care, you know. And so now I actually have a whole bunch of beliefs that are pretty solid, and I've had them, and they've evolved. Like, I don't think that they should be static, because if they were static, then a lot of the things that I was doing in my past would be with me right now, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. Well, it's not really a conversation. It's more like a, not really a colloquy, but monologue, I guess. um, but whenever we go down that road a little bit further, our wants are essentially the same thing. If I'm not worthy, if I'm not deserving, and if I don't like belong, then why the hell should I want anything except for those other things? Like, I want to belong, I want to feel worthy, and I want to feel deserved, you know? Or deserving, sorry. But that's the thing. Whenever you don't feel that inner love, that inner worth, or anything like that, what the hell do you want for, anyways? Because it's going to go to waste if it goes to you. That's what happened in my head for me. So, my wants were literally sidelined to anyone and anything else besides myself. So, the same thing goes with talents. Now, talents are a little bit different because some people think that you acquire them. Some people think that you're only born with them. Some people think that you're born with them and you refine them. Some people think that you pick them up and do whatever, blah, blah, blah. And think of talent however you want to. You either born with it, you're not. You either develop it, you don't. I don't care. We're just going to say talents. What is someone good at? Now, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm good at it because it's I'm good at it and I enjoy it, right? And now you don't necessarily have to say I'm good at it. I'd say it'd just be something that you enjoy. But if it can be something that you're good at too, well, then that just makes you even more successful in that field, I would suppose, right? So now I was sitting there like, hey, Ian, like this sounds really good, but what if I don't have those last two? What if I don't have wants and talents? And he was talking about how the purpose you, the AI, helps you come up with essentially getting rid of your blind spots, getting rid of your blinders, and helping you see what you already see. But it's kind of like my hair in front of my eyes. People are like, can you not see with hair in front of your eyes? And if you've ever had hair in front of your eyes, you know that you can see through the hair. But sometimes you can't, and it's annoying. But the same kind of concept. Sometimes we can see for ourselves what we are and what we have, and then other times we totally cannot. So it's one of those moments where it's like, maybe it's just been in front of my face for so long, I can't see it. So who knows? And that's where the machine comes into place. So we're going to actually submit two accomplishments that I'm super duper proud of. And do you already see a problem right there? Because I do. Um, but like, ones that I'm really proud of. So we've got the podcast, getting it on radio and stuff, but I didn't really have a hand in that. And then career wise, it'd be like having the biggest sales day at Spirit Halloween. I think maybe like personal life and that accomplishment. Like accomplishment makes me think that it is something as a goal to be obtained, because if I were to say otherwise accomplishment, it would be marrying Jordy. But that was the thing, is that it wasn't an accomplishment in the sense of I set out with that goal in mind like 10 years ago per se, right? But it's just something that kind of happened. So like, is that an accomplishment, or is an accomplishment saying like I strived for something in particular and it took a long time to get there, or it took a lot of hard work to get there and I got it and I'm really proud of that. And don't get me wrong, marriage is that way too. Everything is that way whenever we really want to look at it. But accomplishments on that one, where I'm like super duper like professional, hmm, I'm like, I don't know, man. And that's the thing. Like, I've never really worked a job that I've actually liked. Like, if I'm going to be straight up honest, there's a few that I've enjoyed through the time. Like, partially because I'm either working with my head or my hands or both. And that's kind of thing is that a lot of the time, I'm not necessarily enjoying the work that I'm doing. I'm enjoying who I'm around. I will work my ass off to the bone doing almost just about whatever, you know? Like, I'm trying to think of what I won't do, and being on heights is kind of one of those, but I was an electrician, so it's kind of out of the bag, too. Um, like, I don't know. Oh, my brain just skipped a beat. So give me a second. Okay, so how am I going to figure out what my accomplishments are that I'm really proud of? And it's like, I really don't know. So it's kind of like ask people. And it's like, but if I have to ask someone, is it really an accomplishment? And then I'm thinking of something else that was like at school, like high school, and I was like, oh, okay. And like I earned 5 or 6 awards in one night, and I was like, cool. Like I guess I am smart. I don't know. And see, like I had those moments back in high school. Like I earned all those awards, and I'm walking back to my seat, and there's a picture of me with the awards and stuff, and like in my eyes it's kind of like I don't deserve this, you know, it's weird. And then so if you haven't seen the live with Clay, definitely check it out, because Clay Moffat is the trust champion, and boy oh boy oh boy, he said something that struck really deep. So if you've ever wondered why you can't take a compliment, as in accept one wholeheartedly from those that are close to you, that love you and stuff like that. So let me give you an example. Whenever we're sitting there and someone goes, "Hey, you look good today," or "You're great, you're funny, you're smart," any of those things. If it's coming from a friend that you actually like hold close to or whatever, they're probably not going to have much of an effect on you, right? It's kind of weird. I always thought that that was weird. I was like, my friends and family can give me compliments and they can give me reassurance, but it's like it doesn't exist. It's like I don't need that. And I was kind of wondering, I was like, is that does that make me selfish? Am I a narcissist or anything like that? And I was really starting to worry about that. I was like, oh no, like I have a huge problem of accepting compliments for whatever reason, and I don't know what it is. Turns out that the people closest to you hold less authority in those matters, so their words literally mean less. And it's not something that's like, oh, to me specific, it's people is a whole. So whenever you find yourself having a hard time accepting compliments from those around you that you're close to, it's nothing on you. Don't worry about it. It's just that subconsciously you view that they hold less authority in that area of sorts, kind of. It's weird. Listen to the live, and then if you got more questions, you can find Clay's book at thetrustbook.com. So, no, trusttrapbook.com. There we go. So, I'm trying to get better with all the guest links, names, and everything like that. And give me a break, it's hard. But and whew, see, I did a lot of that in like half a breath. And that's one thing is that I need to learn to slow the roll and everything. But I like talking like that because it does kind of help keep some people's attention span. And then whenever I break it up in short, they don't really have to do a whole lot to it. But some people that don't have ADHD can be like, "Ooh, what did you just say?" And I'm like, never mind, sorry. So, and here's one thing I want to share with y'all real quick. So, um, I was able to do the EndoDNA Canna Health Test. So, if you didn't watch, go check out the episode with Lynn May. He is the founder and CEO and everything of EndoDNA, and they have something called Canna Health. So he's a big proponent of hemp medicine, cannabis medicine, and stuff, and he has a DNA kit that will read my expressions on my DNA or yours and see what variants we may have in certain regards to our body or mind, so on and so forth, and how they may actually interact with just our body in general, or really how CBD and THC can be a beneficial medicine. And there were some results on there that were kind of surprising. I actually got an answer to something that I had no idea was like an actual thing that anyone else experienced. And then I got some other reassurances, and then I got a little bit worried on some things, but I mean, that's just kind of how it is whenever you get something like that, right? It's like, oh, hey, I might need to go get that checked out. And so it was really, really cool. And one of one of the things that's on there, uh, I kind of want to show the test results, but at the same time, I don't. So I won't just yet, but I will say that there was a marker for ADHD. I think it was like I got those. So I was like, oh hey, it's in my DNA. Great. It's so good to actually have like some kind of confirmation on that. And then I was thinking about how ADHD can probably mask as bipolar or whatever and whatnot. So I think I've been misdiagnosed, like big time. Mm, yeah, yeah, it's bad. So, anyways, that's all going on a different rabbit hole train that I said rabbit hole train. Eh. Anyways, so don't worry about what went through my head. Um, yeah. Ah, so sorry about that. Had a little something come out from my throat. I don't know what that was. But we're going to end this aftertakes here because I got a lot of editing to do and I got a lot of processing to do and I've got a test or two to take. Be a podcaster, they said. It'll be fun, they said. And no one actually told me that. I thought it'd be fun, and it is. I love it. And so, yeah. But I just hope to bring the best content to like the radio and TV and stuff like that. So, um, we're really trying to make Retrieving Sanity like the mental health resource. So, yeah, spread the word. We're going to get the bird out, and we're going to make Retrieving Sanity really freaking cool. So, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching Aftertakes with Ian. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it wrong. Chamandy. So, if I said it wrong, forgive me. I really am sorry that I did not pronounce it. I think it was the fear of mispronouncing it that made me just skip it. And it's like, how do you think you were going to mispronounce it? Mm, people mispronounce my last name all the time. So, actually, not that often, but it has happened, oddly enough. So, with that, we're going to end it here. Thanks again. We're out. Shalom. Bye.